Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're revisiting one of the most iconic superhero origin stories ever told. Spider-Man 2002. This film redefined the superhero genre, showing how one ordinary teenager becomes something extraordinary. We'll follow Peter Parker's transformation, his struggles, and the forces that shape his destiny. Let's swing right in. Peter Parker, a shy, awkward high school student living in Queens, New York, is brilliant but invisible. He lives with his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, who love him deeply. At school, Peter is often bullied and overlooked. His best friend Harry Osborn is wealthy but lonely, and his crush, Mary Jane, feels out of reach. One day, a field trip changes everything. At a science demonstration, a genetically engineered spider escapes its enclosure and bites Peter on the hand. He barely notices, until later that night, when dizziness, fever, and strange sensations take over. By morning, Peter realizes something is different. His vision clears, his muscles are stronger, and he can cling to walls. His body has evolved. He's no longer ordinary. Peter tests his new powers, scaling walls, leaping across rooftops, and discovering his spider sense. Excited and scared, he experiments like any curious teen might. Meanwhile, Norman Osborn, Harry's father and the head of Oscorp, faces pressure to save his company's military contract. Desperate, he tests an unstable performance enhancer on himself, with terrifying results. Back in Queens, Peter learns a harsh lesson about responsibility. When he fails to act during a crime, tragedy strikes close to home. That moment, painful and unforgettable, changes him forever. Realizing that with great power comes great responsibility, Peter embraces his gift, crafting a suit and mask and stepping into the role of Spider-Man. Now, New York has a new hero, or menace, depending on who you ask. Spider-Man begins appearing across the city, stopping robberies and saving lives, earning attention from both the public and the press. At the Daily Bugle, Peter lands a job as a freelance photographer, selling pictures of Spider-Man to J. Jonah Jameson, the loud, skeptical editor who calls him a criminal. Meanwhile, Norman Osborn becomes something monstrous. Under the serum's influence, his darker side emerges, cunning, cruel, and powerful. He attacks his rivals and terrorizes the city, taking on a new identity that haunts Spider-Man's nights. Peter now balances two lives, the quiet student and the masked vigilante. But secrets weigh heavy. His love for Mary Jane deepens, and his friendship with Harry strains. Each time Peter tries to live normally, danger pulls him back into the web. The city is on edge. Spider-Man is hunted by the media and misunderstood by many. Norman Osborn, fully consumed by his darker self, wages war on anyone who stands in his way. Peter faces impossible choices: protect his loved ones or reveal who he really is. Every fight, every rescue, takes a toll. He's bruised, exhausted, and questioning if one man can carry so much responsibility. Harry's resentment grows, Mary Jane feels the distance, and Aunt May senses something she can't explain. Peter's world is unraveling, yet his courage holds firm. As the villain's attacks grow bolder, Peter is drawn into a confrontation that will test everything he's learned about sacrifice, love, and destiny. And that's where we'll pause, right before the explosive finale. Spider-Man 2002 isn't just an origin story. It's a story about loss, growth, and the price of doing what's right. If you enjoyed this recap, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know which film you want covered next. Thanks for watching. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility.